Thank you, everybody, for tuning in once again to the Mind Your Own Business with DJB podcast. I am DJB, and to the left is my very special guest, Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson. Amazing. How I know Jesse is he's actually my cousin. And
First cousin,
for sure. You're my dad's cousin, right? Right. Okay, so that makes sense. I never understood how that cousin dynamic was, but whatever. Because I always looked at you as my uncle.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
Just because of generational difference.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, oh, that's my uncle, right?
Oh, amazing. That's right.
So, you know what I wanted to ask you?
What?
First thing you said when you showed up, what did you say when you showed up because you was late?
Oh, so I have on my shirt that says, no such thing as racism.
Right.
And so racism is an illusion. It doesn't exist, has never existed. And so the traitors of black people and of God made up that word in order to control the blacks.
The trainers?
Traitors.
The traitors of like slave masters?
Like the so-called civil rights leaders and others. Jesse Jackson, Louis Farrakhan, the NAACP, the Wicked Witch of the West, Maxine Waters. And all those people, they made that up so that they can control the black people by keeping them angry, and they use them to gain so-called power. Well,
this nigga came out the gate swinging, y'all.
Fire!
Listen, we are 2 minutes in, and we already got Maxine Waters created racism.
Witch of the West. Don't forget, Maxine is the Wicked Witch of the West with low IQ.
Wow.
And she's wicked.
That is what I envy the most about you. You are not, you run towards confrontation.
You're supposed to.
Are you?
Yeah, real men face challenges. They don't run from them.
I know, but I don't think you're facing challenges as much as you're creating challenges to face.
What do you mean?
Maxine Waters ain't talking about you right now.
That's what you think.
I do think.
She's afraid to come on my show.
Yeah.
Because she's wicked.
She's afraid because she's evil.
Maxine Waters is a coward.
Huh.
She doesn't face real men.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
She's been invited on so many times, but she's a coward. She go to those little black shows where people are going to cater to her. And they call her, what they call her? Auntie? Something dumb like that? Can you imagine having an auntie like Maxine? I would never visit her for dinner.
What's your quarrels with Maxine?
She's using the blacks for personal gain.
Is she?
Yeah.
How would you feel if somebody said that you were doing that?
But that's fine, but I'm telling the truth. I'm trying to set the blacks free. And so what we've been doing, I started a nonprofit organization called Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. And what we're doing is rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. And
I heard that campaign of yours.
We have an entrepreneur academy that I started where we're teaching young men how to start businesses. And if they're already in business, we help them improve on it. I started a credit union so I can loan them the money to get the business going, because a lot of black guys don't have good credit. You know how black people are. No. And because their mama messed up their credit when they were a little kid. And so when they become adults, they can't use the credit. So I started a credit union.
Okay, can you tell me more like why you have this campaign of rebuilding the man?
Because
what's wrong with men?
Men were created by God to represent Him. There's an order to life, and that order is God and Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, and woman over children. And men will lead. They are sons of God. They're like Christ on earth, right?
Okay.
But because they have not returned to the Father, the woman is their God, and so that's why men are so weak with women. The woman is their God. And so we're trying to help. We're showing them how to overcome the woman and return to the Father.
You don't feel like the woman should be praised?
Praised for what? What the?
Well, women are the vessel that give life.
No,
they are. What the fuck you mean no? What do you mean no?
How they give life? They're not God.
I gotta say, when was it? Like maybe 6 days ago, I literally saw a woman give a life from her body.
No, you saw a woman have a baby.
We're saying the same thing.
And that baby belonged to the man,
That baby belongs to that woman. It's literally attached to her.
The woman that's carrying the baby in the oven for the man.
That don't make no sense.
You know, you put bread in the oven, right?
Right.
And when it's done, you take it out the oven. That's all women do.
They're just an oven.
Yeah.
So can you have bread without an oven?
Yeah, you can, because they have test tubes now and all that kind of crap, right? But what I want to explain to you is that, do you have anger?
I think yes.
You do. How about you?
Have what? Anger?
Anger.
Towards?
Period. Do you get angry sometimes?
Like a normal human being, yeah?
So you do get angry sometimes?
Yes.
Do you get angry?
Well, never.
You never get angry?
I haven't gotten angry in 32 years.
Oh.
And the reason for that, any man that has anger is a woman.
Okay, so listen. These narratives that you have, they're very strong, right? Like you're a trigger pusher. Like, you know what I mean? Like you intentionally go at people's nerves. You know what I mean? I feel like the logistics of what you're saying are made to see a response out of somebody.
No, it's made to see the truth. Because
I feel like that's what you think you're saying.
And that's why we are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. We're showing men how to overcome anger. Because any man that has anger, he's acting like a woman. And women need men to bring them out of the hell that they're in. It's abnormal for a male to be angry. A man is patient. Mm-hmm. He's common sense. He's simple. He show you how to overcome show women how to overcome things, right?
I agree that men are more logistical. Like we're more logical thinkers.
That's right.
By nature.
But not an angry man though. An angry man think like a woman. He lives in his imagination. He overreacts to thoughts. He takes things personally, and he's.
I think that's normal human behavior.
No, it's not. That's a woman's behavior.
and then this is another nuance about you that I find so intriguing, and it's hard for me to believe, but. For 3 decades, I'm 33. For 3 decades,
You're 33?
I am.
I didn't know you were that old.
I'm old as hell.
Somebody asked me today how old you were. I said, I think he's in his late 20s.
Hey, okay, close.
You're older than dirt.
Hey,
what the?
New dirt? Yeah, definitely. I'm older than new dirt. Amazing. You know what's funny is that I also say amazing on the reg.
Oh, no.
But you have branded it a lot harder than I have, for sure.
Amazing. And so what happened was, the way that this happened, when Adam came from God, right?
Okay.
He was created by God.
So was he? And she came from the rib.
And then the woman came from the man. And so Eve came from the man. So Eve was subject to Adam as he was subject to the father. And so one day Eve was out picking some collard greens and candy yams out of the garden. And Satan came up and said, you know what, Eve, you don't need to listen to that man. He is a misogynist. He hates women. He's just trying to control you.
Who is saying this to her?
Satan.
Okay, go on.
He listened to his father. Why you want to listen to a man that listens to his father, right? And Eve like, no, I can't do that. And so she went back to second. When she got home, she told Adam, I saw Satan out there today, and he tried to get me to turn against you, but I said no. And so she went back the next day, and this time she was picking some corn and okra for dinner. And Satan said, you still listen to him? She's like, yeah, that's my husband. And then he said, well, he hates women. He's a misogynist. Look at him, he listened to his father. And she believed it. And the moment she believed it, Satan became her daddy. And so she no longer obeyed her husband. And then she went back and said, I'm doing my own thing. I'm fighting for women to live. Women are equal to men. It was all lies, right? But she believed a lie.
You know, I do believe that women are equal to men.
No. And I'm going to tell you why.
No, this is what I believe.
And then, and then she eventually told Adam, why you listen to your father? Your father ruling over you. And Adam believed the woman. And so the role reversed of God over Christ, Christ over the man, man over the woman, and the children under the woman, right?
Okay.
And so the woman became his God. And that's why men are subject to women today, and women are out of control because they don't have men to guide them, and so
I think they deserve freedom. They should be able to do whatever they
women
want
are
to
not
do.
free. They are unhappy. They are mean. They are nasty. They turn the children away from their fathers because they live in their head and they are very emotional, right? And they need the men to return to the Father. So Christ came. God sent Christ so he can reverse that order back to God and Christ, Christ and man, man over woman, and woman over children. And so the man can guide the woman as God is guiding the man. So what we're doing is showing men how to come back to their natural state of being.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being like a woman. It's like a lesbian relationship with a man and a woman who's angry.
When you have a man that has emotions,
Yeah, and the woman.
then that is a lesbian relationship.
Yeah. And
But like you tell me yes with such a straight face.
it's two women together.
Right.
And then the man eventually.
You look at an angry man like you are a pussy. That's
Yeah,
what you think.
yeah.
That's what you think. Right.
Any man that has anger is a woman.
Wow. No,
Now,
I
look
totally
how they act
disagree
like
with that.
women. They get mad like women. They're very emotional. Look at the black man. The black man is just like a woman.
Huh.
He get mad. He's emotional. He takes things personal.
Mm-hmm.
And so what we're doing now that Christ had came and reversed that order.
Mm-hmm.
So what we do first is show men how to come back to their natural state of being. And what we do is have them to go and forgive their mothers and grandmothers because their mothers turn them away from their fathers. And when she turned them away from their fathers, she recreated them in her image. And so what we're doing, and that's why men become just like mama, and mama become God. And the men can't stand up to mama unless they're angry.
You forgiving your mother?
Oh, yeah. And so what we do is we tell the man to go and forgive the mother for turning them away from their fathers because you become like what you hate. And so the men become, as little kids, they become angry at the mother because she imposed her will on them.
You become like what you hate.
Yeah.
I feel like you become what you see.
No, you become what you hate because we're a spirit.
I totally disagree with that. I detest what I hate, and I am the opposite of that.
No, you become like what you hate. Any man that has anger just like his mother. And so what we do is get them to go and forgive the mother for turning them away from their fathers. And forgive the fathers for not being able to protect them from the mothers. Because when you hate your mother, every woman you get involved with is just like mama. It's the same spirit. And so the guy end up becoming the boy and the woman become the mama to the man, right? And the cycle repeats itself. So and it's hard for men to forgive their mama because they're afraid of them. They don't want to hurt their feelings. They're afraid the mother's going to get angry. And the reason they're afraid is because the mother took their courage away. And the cycle repeats itself at every generation, each generation. So when they're shaking their boots and forgive their mother for turning them away from the father, and forgive the father for not protecting them from the mother, they both cannot help themselves. God will forgive you. That's why he said, before you enter into the kingdom, you must go and forgive. And so you go and forgive your mothers, and the role will reverse. God would take that woman's identity away from you and give you back your father's identity, which is his identity, and your whole life will change. You will no longer be angry. You will be able to deal with women in the right way, in a perfect way. And women want men to be strong, but they also want men to be weak because they love controlling men, but they hate controlling men because they need the man to be strong. And the man never going to get strong until he overcomes his mother.
Wow.
Amazing. Isn't that deep?
Hey, listen.
That's deep. You got to say that's deep.
It's not.
That
It's not
was
that
a
deep.
lot
It's
of
not that deep.
jibber
It's not that
jabber.
deep. Well, I tell you,
Have you noticed that the black man is just like the black woman? He has the same personality as a woman.
I've never said, "Hey, black man, you like a black woman." No,
Look
I've
at them.
never
They're
done
angry.
that.
Are they angry?
Anger is
Are they
not.
angry?
It's not a female
It's not a
trait.
distinction of a
It's
black
female
woman.
trait. It's totally female.
You never
That's
got
not
angry?
true.
Yeah, when I was in that fallen state, I was angry too, just like, cause my mother, even though black women seem nice and seem like sometimes they would never do that, but in their heart they resent the man.
I think there's more
And
anger
so
in the
they-
male community than there is in women.
Because men cannot handle anger. It's not their natural state of being. So they tend to act it out more because it's not their natural state of being that way.
Then that
Well,
makes.
with the woman, it's
but
her
you didn't
natural
really disprove what I just said. I was like, I think there's more anger in the male community.
Right, because they can't handle it's not.
So then like it can't be only a female
It
trait
comes through
if
the
there
mother.
is more male.
I know, but they're
anger.
not born like that. And in the black community, most men are born without the fathers. And so when they come through the mother, they take on the mother's identity. And that's why you see it in men like that more so than any other race, right? Even though it's in all men, and that's why you must be born of the Father. God said there will come a day when I return the children to the fathers and the fathers to the children. Because as long as if you don't forgive that woman, be born of the Father, you're going to pass that on to your children as well. And the woman you marry or have babies with will do to your children what has been done to you.
You know what I think is very interesting about the narrative that you're speaking right now?
What?
I think it is an excellent time in our climate for you to capitalize off of this narrative.
What do you mean capitalize?
What I'm saying is there is an audience out there for what you're saying. You get what I'm saying? They are going to adapt to that, mainly because we are in the midst of the largest women empowerment that we have ever seen.
A sad way to live.
That's hilarious. I love it. I am so
Beta.
happy. You want to... False. Let me tell you something.
Women were not created to lead. They were created to follow.
So,
and let me tell you why.
what?
Because God is the man's God
okay.
and Satan is the woman's God.
Oh, that's weird. Go
Because-
ahead. But go
because
on.
when Eve-
Okay, can you do me a
when-
favor? Can you
when
do me a
Eve
favor? Can you do me a
believed-
favor real quick?
What?
I am gonna let you say every single thing you want to say, but I would like you to give me a chance to do a rebuttal. Because
okay, absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
this is our first, like, we go to the family functions every
Well,
holiday. We're at the house and you get everybody riled up and you lead the conversations. I never ever get involved.
Right.
And I actually, that's like one of the things I envy about you. Like, I love it. I love how you are able to court a conversation. Like, you're like a ringmaster. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or what's the dude in the orchestra with the stick? What's that nigga name?
Maestro?
The maestro. Like, you lead the conversation like a maestro. I think that is amazing the way you do it.
Amazing.
I really want to use a different word now. But like,
I used to be a beta male too, like you guys. I used to be
like
a beta.
you guys.
I mean, you know,
That's shade. Like,
you know what I mean by you guys. When I was in the former
that
state,
literally means me.
No. Meaning that before I forgave my mother, I was a beta male too.
Okay.
But when I went in
Two.
for
Like, see, like you're giving me microaggressions of beta.
Well, no head, you challenge me.
No. I'm just pointing out
Oh.
these nuances that you're saying, because what I notice is you don't give very much room for rebuttal.
What do you mean?
Like, if I have an opinion about something, you will just say no, and then continue your conversation. Like, I was like, no, well, I think women are equal to men. No, this is why. You know, there's never a point where you be like, why do you think that?
Okay, why do you think that?
Why do I think women? I think all human beings. I love it. I think all human beings are equal.
Why do you think women are equal to men?
Because they are human beings.
But what do you mean by that?
I mean that there are two sexes in human beings. They're Homo sapiens, meaning you walk on two legs and you're a mammal. You know what I mean? Like, Homo sapiens, human beings.
So
You don't understand that women are human beings?
They are human beings, but
Okay.
they're not equal to a man.
They are. Why?
Did the woman come from the man or from God?
I think everyone came from God.
Did the woman come from man or from God?
The woman came from God.
The woman came from
Without God, there would be no woman.
Did the woman come from man or from God?
The woman came from God.
How, when, and how?
I wasn't there, man.
But how did the woman come from God?
God created everything.
But did he create? God created the man from himself, but he created the woman from the man.
I think we're all
And that's
God.
why women are subject to men, and men lead women as God leads the man.
Okay, I think that's where our biggest disconnect is.
Are you
is
a Christian?
That's what I was about to say. I don't think I fully subscribe to Christianity.
Oh, are you an
Right.
atheist?
No, I'm not atheist at all. I do believe that there is a God, there is a higher power. But I'm not so sure about the organized religion of Christianity. I don't believe all the tellings of the Christian Bible.
So you don't believe that the woman came from the man?
No, I believe everyone came from God.
So have you ever read in the scriptures that the woman came from the man?
I have. I've heard
And
this.
you didn't believe it?
Not at all.
Amazing. Oh, well, no wonder.
Yeah.
You're supposed to believe it because it says it in the Bible?
No, I believe it because I see it to be true.
Mhm.
Okay.
That a woman can, if you notice, the woman is made in the man's image, and man is made in God's image.
I don't notice that because I have no clue what God's image is.
You're not paying attention.
Show me. Open my eyes.
What God's image look like?
Right. It looks like me. It looks like you. It looks like him. It looks like her.
No, God doesn't look like her.
God does look
God
like.
is
How do
not-
you even know that?
God is
Because
not.
it said it in the Bible?
Uh-huh.
Right. Well,
So challenge me.
I just don't believe that that's true. That's just a difference of opinion that we're gonna have.
If you don't, you will continue to suffer. Your kids will suffer.
Mm.
The mother of your kids will turn them away from you. And
I don't have any of those problems.
And then they will suffer. They will. You do. You just don't know it.
I do know I do not have any.
Do you
of
have those problems?
Stand up to your girlfriend. You see.
I don't need to stand
Correct
up
your woman,
I don't
you see.
need to stand up to my woman.
Do
We
you
have
deal
an
with those
excellent
problems?
rapport.
Yes.
At home?
I know how to deal with them. But I'm not a beta male. But anyway, that's what we are
But do
doing.
you still deal with it?
Yeah. But that's what we're doing. We're turning men back to the Father because women need men. And if you notice, whenever women take over, everything go to hell in a handbasket. Why you think that kids are drug addicts and alcoholics and homosexuals and thieves and robbers and murderers and all the insecure? But they're raised by the mother.
All of those things.
You put that on the woman?
Yeah. Because they have her nature.
You're putting a lot on her shoulders.
Yeah. But the men the one put that on the shoulders because they don't protect their children from her. They don't show her how to raise the children.
Protect them from her?
Right.
She is protecting the children though.
No. She's destroying the children.
She's destroying the children. So what about a successful man that was raised by a single mother?
No such thing.
So why were women created?
To be a helpmate to the man.
So why don't
marry
men
him.
carry children?
I'm sorry?
Why don't men carry children?
Because God made them the woman for that purpose.
They have no purpose outside.
So the woman came from God.
No, the woman
God
came
made
from
the woman
man.
for that purpose.
That's why she made it from the man. He made women from the man so the woman could be subject to the man, and the man came from him, and the man is subject to him.
Okay, so this is a question I want to ask. Media. Do you think the media creates narratives to both left or right? Right? You think they create narratives to persuade an audience in their favor?
100%.
And why do you think that the Bible is any different?
Because you're right about the Bible. Today's Bible is screwed up for the most part. Because over the generation after generation have been rewritten and rewritten. And the men who have written the Bible, they have written these, lately they have been writing these Bibles based on what society is today, right? And so, for example, men are weak. They're subject to the woman. So they'll write the Bible to make you think that the woman is something that she's not. And so because if they can deceive you, they can control you. If they can get you to believe one lie, they can control you. That's what, just like that. And that's what the media does. For an example, if you notice, black people, when I was growing up,
Okay.
because how am I? I'm 72 now.
You're in great shape too. I want to
72,
talk about
that's
that, too.
good.
And that's because I have no anger.
Okay.
And my life is, I live like a moderate life, a life in moderation, right?
Are you
I work
married?
out, no. I do have a son and grandkids and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not married. I did what most black people do. I made babies out of wedlock when I was in that part.
Why is that a black thing?
Because black people do that for the most part.
Okay.
Am I right about that?
Not at all, but okay.
90,
I think that's just a
70%.
human
90%
thing, but
of black babies are born out of wedlock. But what was your question for me?
I don't know. But I got a new one. I can't even remember, but I got a new
What was
one.
your question? Oh, yeah.
Oh, the media control the narrative.
And so when I was growing up, black people had common sense at one time.
Okay.
And I grew up on a plantation down in Alabama under the Jim Crow law. But black people got married. They raised their children. They taught them how to work.
You think that was a better time?
Yeah. Way better than now.
But we're so much more liberated now.
No. Black people are more.
What do you mean? No. Why do you say that?
Black people are more enslaved today than any other time in history.
Why do you say that?
Because they're controlled by others. They're not individuals. They don't think for themselves. They act out. They're lazy.
I use myself as the biggest example right now. Like, I am not any of those things. Then you say,
No,
"Are you sure?
Yeah. Are you sure?
I don't want to get into that.
I would love to.
You would?
I would.
No, I don't think so.
Come on, man.
But let me tell you this first. And
Okay.
then I will.
Okay, go ahead.
And so when I was growing up on that plantation under the Jim Crow laws,
Mhm.
Black people knew that our battle was a spiritual battle.
Mm.
It wasn't about color. It was about good versus evil, right versus wrong. And they knew that there were some people that were decent, good people, and there were others that were evil, bad people of all races. And so the Jim Crow law was about Black people, it was controlled by the Democratic Party, and they didn't want Black people to be in the Democratic Party. That's what the Jim Crow law was about. And that's why the blacks and whites started the Republican Party, because the blacks were not allowed into the Democratic Party. So it was started by blacks and white people. And
So you're a proud Republican, though, right?
all the way.
Right?
I used to, when in the fallen state, though, I was a Democrat.
When you were in a fallen state,
When I was a beta male, I was in a fallen state.
I love the way you have certain dialects for your branding. Amazing. All right, bro. But
So,
I actually know that you are a very proud Republican
yes.
in a democratic state.
I'm so far right, I'm about to fall off the cliff. But when I
I'm
went,
so far right. I got you this though. I really wanted to thank you for coming. It says, "I'm Republican, mind your own business."
nice.
Right.
Do you wear this too?
No, I'm not Republican, but
You a
that is
Democrat?
specially made for you.
Really?
Okay, so the thing about me
Are
is,
you a Democrat? Real men are Republican. See, you got to overcome this beta thing, man.
You gonna let him rebuttal?
right? You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Like
You asked him a question and
you
then
asked
let
me
him
a
answer.
question and then answered with the answer you thought I was giving. You know what I'm saying?
Answered the question for him.
Go ahead.
You're not a very good listener.
Right.
You are aware of
See, you
that?
sound just like a woman.
Huh?
You don't listen. You know, and she goes on and on and on.
Like I'm looking at me and you as people, and I'm sitting next to a microphone talking to you.
Oh, that's right. Can I finish this point about the media?
Yeah, go ahead.
Of course you can.
Okay.
Keep
If
going.
it's one thing we're gonna let you do is talk, because I don't know, maybe you need to get your ears shut.
And so they started. So prior to the civil rights movement, Black people was in control of their own life.
Right.
They didn't have leaders or anything.
Okay.
The parents were the leaders. And then the Black people started the civil rights movement.
Uh-huh.
That was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks.
The civil rights movement was the worst thing that ever happened to the blacks.
Yes.
That is a unique take. On your point, I had recently ran across a quote from Martin Luther King that said he was worried that he led his people into a burning house.
Yes. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And that hit me deep. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it made me think about a lot of things. Whereas like,
Absolutely.
you know what I mean? Because wait, so were you pro-segregation?
I was pro-independence in that each individual has a right to do what they want as adults.
Right. So
And
that
no
means
one should-
desegregation.
And no one should impose their will upon you. You have a right. If you don't want someone in your business or your cafe, you have a right to that.
Mm.
And if someone, like, look at you, if you don't want to have certain people on your show, you have a right to say no to that.
Okay.
And they have no right to be mad about that. You can do what you want. You know what I'm saying?
I think they have a right to be mad.
No.
They do have
How
a
do
right.
they have a right to be mad that you don't want them on your show?
You are, as a person, are allowed to feel anything you want to do.
No. But you can
No.
feel what you want. You can feel what you want, but you have no right to blame. They don't have a right to blame you for what they feel.
They have a right to say whatever they want.
Right. But they don't have a right to blame you for
I
what
mean,
they say.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me, honestly. I'm
Right.
so indifferent. Like, it doesn't matter what people say. That's a big thing, and I wanted to tell you.
And so, can
I
I
wanna
just
tell you
finish
that
that
too.
one thing about the media? Then
Please
I'll be
do.
done.
Please do.
And so what happened was the civil rights movement started, and then the so-called civil rights leaders,
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Jackson and all those guys, they made a deal with the Democratic Party that if you give us the black people, we'll let you control them.
Mhm.
And so the so-called civil rights leaders said, okay. And so they sold the blacks to the Democratic Party, and they took the fathers out of the home. The government became the daddy, and then the so-called civil rights leader became the head of the people, and it's been downhill ever since.
Okay.
And the media helped keep that going by
Some
using
media.
the words racism.
Hmm.
Because racism doesn't exist, but if you said the blacks are going to believe it just like that and jump off a bridge.
Interesting.
So,
Okay, with that narrative of you being wanting to be the poster child of racism not existing, I know you've heard this before. I know you had to hear it a million times. How do you feel about being called Uncle Ruckus, Uncle Tom? How do you take that in?
0.
0?
It rolls off my back like water on a duck.
Okay.
Because when people lose a debate, they call you names, right? And so I don't care. Because I'm not in the beta male mode anymore, I don't have anger. Words don't bother me at all, not one iota. Call me whatever you want, because I know that you're a loser. When people call people names like that, they are losers. And so they're trying to make themselves feel better by making you angry and control you. It's like a woman. When a woman wants to control you, she makes you feel good.
Okay.
Right? Oh, honey, I love you.
What is your deal with the women?
You're so handsome, right? And then she got you feeling good. She can get whatever she wants from you. But then, if that doesn't work, she'll make you mad.
Mm-hmm.
And when she makes you mad, she get what you want because you feel guilty about being mad. And that's how. And so then you give her what you want. That's why you have to overcome anger. You can't be controlled. And that's how the media and the Democrats and the black so-called leaders like Maxine Waters are controlling the black people. They keep them angry or feeling good.
I love it. I love how hard you're going at Maxine. But
Wicked Witch.
I hear you. Okay, so this is a question that led me to. What are your feelings on love?
What do you mean? What are my feelings on it?
How do you feel about love? Let me tell you why I'm asking you that question.
Okay.
Because I feel like you seek hate.
What do you mean seek hate?
I think you have strong opinions that you know are triggering to people.
What do you mean? No, I don't.
Like saying that having anger makes you a woman. You get what I'm saying?
I may not know anything else, but the one thing I do know, any male that has anger is a female.
Right. That doesn't make any sense at all. A penis makes you a man.
What?
Oh, okay, right.
What? No.
That doesn't make any sense.
So now they're taking penises off and putting it on a woman. Is a woman a man?
If she wants to be in this day and
Is she a
age.
man?
If she wants to be
Is
this
Bruce
day.
Jenner in a dress? Is he a man or a woman?
Okay, that's a great question. How do you feel about
No,
trans
you didn't
community?
answer my question.
Right, I'm going to answer it with you.
And what's my question? Is Bruce Jenner in a dress? A male in a dress? Does that make him a woman?
Caitlyn
Caitlyn Jenner is a woman.
Who?
Caitlyn Jenner.
Oh, that's Bruce, right?
It was Bruce.
So Bruce put on a dress and gave himself another name, a woman's name.
Identified.
Did that make him a woman?
Yes.
That's what
yes.
she identifies with.
Does that make him a woman in a dress?
That
makes her a woman
in a dress. Yes.
See, this is the brainwashing thing. Bruce Jenner is still a male in a dress.
Right. So you
said right?
I mean, like, that's what you believe.
And you believe that Bruce is a woman in a dress.
I think Caitlyn is a woman in a dress.
Oh, Bruce changed his name to a woman's name, right?
Bruce
and everything
is now
else
Caitlyn.
is still there. God created him as male, put it on a dress and changing his name to a woman's name makes you guys think that that's a woman.
Caitlyn is a woman.
So when you see him, in your mind you think, "Wow, that's a woman."
When I see her, yeah. Does that make you angry?
I didn't want to.
Because I was gonna say
but
that's
I would like to state this just
Bruce
as
is
a
a
fact.
male.
I know you love to smoke, but I agree with J.K. Rowling. You know who J.K. Rowling is?
No.
J.K. Rowling is the author that wrote Harry Potter.
Okay.
I agree with her, and I agree with Dave Chappelle when they said sex was a fact. You know what I mean?
Yeah, male and female.
When you were born, you had a sex, and now those lines are blurred.
Yeah.
Those lines are blurred in our society.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's it. that's all I gotta say. I agree with that narrative. Like that's what it was, and now we're living in an entirely a new world. It's crazy.
What a mess!
Right, but you still call Caitlyn Bruce
all the way.
If she identifies herself as Caitlyn, but you identify him as Bruce.
Yes.
Okay. I should have known that this was not a problematic conversation for you.
Because in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men,
okay,
that would have been considered mental illness.
Okay.
And it still is.
You still think that is a mental illness?
It is. For you to think that you're a male, I mean, for you to be born as a male and you think that you're a female, you put on a dress and change your name, that's mental illness. Does that sound like a sound mind?
I understand what you're saying. I can't agree with what you're saying.
Why not?
But
who won't let you agree?
He just chooses not to.
All right, nobody is stopping me.
But why can't you agree then? If it's true, why can't you agree?
I can disagree with the narrative.
No, but you said you can't agree. Why can't you agree if it's true?
Because I understand that this is how these people sincerely feel.
But I'm talking about
it's called empathy. Like you
reality.
Understand. What I'm saying is I understand the emotions of somebody, even though I'm not going through those emotions.
And so that's why you pretend along with them?
That is a very interesting way to put it, but no, that's not what's happening right
How
now.
are you helping them by pretending along with them? If a person's sick and you know how to get them healed,
I don't think they're
why
sick.
would you pretend with them rather than telling them how to be healed?
I don't think they're sick.
But why would you go along with it instead of telling them how to overcome it?
I mean, how do you
Look how crazy the blacks are.
How do you think they need to overcome it?
Look how crazy the blacks are.
The
How
who?
crazy the blacks?
Yeah, and
Do you identify as black?
I'm trying to help the blacks overcome.
Who is the blacks?
With that narrative, you say the blacks like you are other.
What do you mean?
The blacks like you are here and they are there. You are black.
Well, what does that mean now?
Why do you say the blacks?
What does you are black mean? You're black. You.
Right, I know I'm black, but what by me saying the black?
The blacks.
How
That you're saying you're like if you said us
blacks.
that would make sense. But you're saying it like they're something else.
Oh, so are you saying that all blacks are the same?
I'm saying that all blacks are black.
Or are they all the same though?
No, every
Why
person
would I
is
say
different.
the black? Why would I include myself in there? If
Because
I'm
you're
not talking
black.
about me.
Because you're black,
No, but I'm talking about the blacks.
which is you.
That
You
doesn't
are
make
blacks.
Because you're black.
sense. But I'm not talking about me.
I love this guy, man.
All right, so tell me about the blacks minus you. Blacks minus Jesse.
The blacks are being controlled. They're acting like, and not all, but most.
Some blacks.
Certain blacks.
Not all, but they're acting like wild animals. They're like robbing and stealing and killing.
That's not a black trait. That's a human trait.
No.
Right, all people do that.
No.
You are aware that Australia as a country was established as a place to ship people who got caught doing crimes, stealing and stuff. And those are all white people. That whole country was established because that's where they put their thieves and criminals. And then they just started their own country. That's Australia.
So what does that have to do with the blacks?
None of them are black. You're saying black people are the ones that's doing that. All people do that.
In America, the blacks are leading the way to destruction.
No, that is not true.
It is true.
That is not true.
You're not paying attention then.
I am paying way more attention than you are.
Who are robbing and stealing and killing in these stores? And we just saw a major.
Everybody is
We
doing
just saw
it.
a major insurrection upon America. Who did it? The blacks.
What you talking
Remember
about?
with the
You talking
Black
about
Lives
that?
Matter
You talking
people?
about that white guy that just killed 2 white people and got off for 5 different accounts today, and you put on your Twitter that you were happy that he got off?
I was like, because it was self-defense.
That's a white person doing horrible things to white people, and you're saying the blacks are the only ones doing it, and you're happy about it.
When did self-defense become a horrible thing?
First off, did you see the videos of what he did?
I did. When did self-defense become a horrible thing?
And then I saw him today because I knew you were coming, and I looked at your socials, and I saw you praising that he got off.
You know how the blacks do praise the Lord thing?
The blacks do
like,
praise the Lord. The Reverend Jesse Peterson just said, you know how the blacks praise the Lord? That's crazy, bro. The differentiation you put yourself in from black.
I don't understand that statement, though.
What I'm saying is like, that's why you get the comparisons that you don't care about. When you get the Uncle Toms and the Uncle Ruckuses.
I even have the Coon Train Award. Did y'all know that?
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Me either.
How many times did you win?
I have won the Uncle Tom Award maybe 3 or 4 years.
Wow.
In a row?
Yeah.
Amazing.
So then a friend of mine beat me out last year.
A friend of yours?
Yeah.
Who?
Sheriff from Minnesota.
Damn, how many niggas he killed?
What do you mean?
How many niggas
He black.
did he kill?
He black.
How did
you can't kill niggas.
How did he beat you?
What's a nigger?
A nigga is a black person.
He said it.
I said it.
If a white person said that would be a big issue.
Because a nigga is a black person, yes. You're talking about black people in a derogatory term for you.
What have I said about the blacks that's not true?
That we are the ones pushing crime forward. We're the only ones doing this.
I didn't say the only one.
What'd you say?
I said that the blacks are leading the way.
And I said it's untrue. Because everyone is doing it.
No, but
everyone is doing it.
You can find all races doing it.
Correct.
But when the blacks are leading the way to this.
Who led the way to
the blacks are leading an accusation.
You're not paying attention.
I am paying attention.
Who've been going into the...
We watch different channels.
Ever since they defunded the cops, who have been going into stores robbing in the daylight?
I ain't seen nobody do nothing in the daylight. I ain't seen none of that.
Y'all haven't been paying attention.
Send me the links, baby.
See, y'all not paying attention.
Send me the links. I follow you on Twitter.
Check out JesseLeePeterson.com. You'll see it.
I go to JesseLeePeterson.com. I follow you on Twitter. I be answering your tweets. You never answer me back.
You are getting Hollywood on
I don't see them. I have people work for me.
You're the face. Oh, so you don't run your Twitter?
What?
You don't run your Twitter?
No. I have people that do.
How can we believe anything you say?
No, he's the voice for sure.
I'm the voice.
The narrative is all there,
right?
And it's like he just has people putting it out for him.
Got you.
But no, so like I give him that. Like the narrative is all his. Like it's very clear that it's your narrative, but you aren't even. Again, like I'm saying, you're not even. You're a very closed-minded person.
What do you
respectfully.
mean? What do you mean?
I mean that you are very set in the perception of the world that you have, and you don't want to hear another perception.
No, I hear the lies. I used to be other lies.
Everything that you don't subscribe to is lies.
Everything that's not true is a lie. And I understand it because...
In theory, yes, that is true.
I used to be in the fallen state. I believed into the lie for a long time when I moved out here, right?
Okay.
So I know what it's like to live in the lie.
You moved from Alabama.
Right, Alabama. Sweet home, Alabama. You ever been there?
No.
You missing it, man.
Why'd you come here?
Where you from?
Ohio.
Why'd I come here? For opportunity, my uncle and aunt invited me here.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are you going back to Alabama?
That's a good question. The way things are going in LA is looking pretty good now.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's quite possible.
Okay.
I don't know. I think
we'll come down there and visit you.
I think you're made for LA.
Yeah.
Because you are the devil's advocate.
What do you mean by that?
That means you hear a conversation and you tell them, have you ever thought about this way? You know what I mean? That's where you fit in.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask.
That's the way it should be, huh?
I think you're necessary.
Yeah.
But I don't think I think you underestimate how much bad you can do with your narrative.
What do you mean?
Because first off, my biggest example of that is White History Month.
Nice. You celebrate that with us?
I never celebrate White History Month.
Why not?
It doesn't make sense to have because
Do you have Black History Month?
What?
There
Hold
is a
on.
Black
What is this? What is?
oh, Jesse has decided to start White History Month in the month of July because it doesn't make sense for blacks to have Black History Month and whites to not have a White History Month. So he has established White History Month for the month of July every year. And has subscribers. He has mad subscribers like, thank you. Finally, we're being heard.
We just celebrated our 3rd year of White History Month.
We. See, they blacks.
Yeah, the blacks, we whites. I love it.
Are you aware of how
And you know why I started White History Month? Yes, I am.
Okay.
You know why I started
I
White
hope so.
History Month?
Why?
In July. Did you tell me why?
I don't know why.
July just feels white.
It sure does.
July
It sure the
feels
fuck does.
summertime,
You want to know? You know how?
vacation time.
White.
Reflection time.
White.
The 4th of July.
Whitest. As white as it gets. Don't you dare take a knee.
That's right.
All smiles went away, nigga. But honestly, July feels so white that I would like to redirect all of my energy from 4th of July to June 19th.
What's June 19th?
Juneteenth.
What?
Juneteenth.
Oh, that made up mess.
White History Month.
No, June 19th.
I'm saying White History Month is made up, but go ahead.
No.
It is. You made it up.
No,
No.
it's not made up. It exists.
Juneteenth. You know what? How that came about?
Tell me about it.
So, slavery ended,
You fact.
but they had a few blacks in Texas, so they didn't know about it.
Uh-huh.
Everybody else knew that slavery had ended. Like,
That is true. But they
before, right?
they didn't get those emails.
But a handful of blacks, right? A handful of blacks didn't know it had ended, and so years later they found out. They're like, "Hey, black folks, slavery ended." Oh, it did. I didn't know that. And they said, "Let's start a holiday, June 10th." And now blacks are so crazy they're celebrating June 10th
Yeah.
like it's real.
It is real. You know, you are aware that all holidays are as real as we, the people, make them, right?
Right.
Like White History
And
Month.
you decided to not make Juneteenth a holiday, but White History Month should be celebrated.
Right. And you know why?
Because they got to be paying you. That's got to be it.
Who got to be paying me?
Somebody white.
Why?
Because you are celebrating them.
What do you mean? I'm celebrating America.
No, you're celebrating white history.
No, but America.
No, you didn't say America. You said, white history.
Right.
It's called White History Month. You made it up and celebrated it.
And you know why?
No, I want to know why.
Because it was white men who founded and created the greatest country on this side of heaven. They created America.
Okay.
And so why shouldn't we remember and appreciate that? That's a gift from God.
It's a gift. It's a double-edged sword. Are you aware?
So quiet, I can get crickets.
I'm saying words the whole time. I just said it was a double-edged sword when you said it was crickets. But you got insurance, right?
Why?
Is that a sensitive subject?
I'm in the hood right now.
Yeah, you are.
I had to bring my bodyguard.
He ain't doing his job.
Oh no! I'm going to the hood to do this show. I need you to go in.
Right, for sure. No, that's good. Base around the corner.
I hope no game. Do they come out? What time they come out?
The gate's locked. You see, you have to go through the house. The gate's locked. You good?
You good?
What time do the gang members come out? That's not a thing.
Or did it come out?
It's not like, oh shit, it's 8 o'clock. The gang members.
oh, I thought they come out. But you're about to say they come out as soon as the sun goes down.
That's not a thing.
Oh, okay.
Right. That is the July coming out of you right now.
What do you mean?
What time do the gang members come out? We're gonna get inside.
Time do the blacks come out?
Because, the blacks, when it's nighttime, they come out if you're outside. In the
I don't get what's wrong with me saying the blacks if I'm talking about the blacks.
The problem is that you are black.
But what does that mean? I'm talking about the blacks, though.
You are they.
No, I'm not them.
Yes, you are.
I'm me.
No, you are they.
What does it mean?
You're black.
Am I every black?
If you're talking about blacks, As a whole, then you're talking about yourself.
Well, how am I supposed to say what they are doing wrong if I don't say the blacks?
You can say some
we.
blacks.
You can also say we.
Well, I say
you can say we, or you can say some, but you can't say they.
Don't I say not all, but most?
No, you say they. I think that is a big.
I don't say they.
You
the blacks.
The they.
Right.
I'm sorry if I said they when you said the and they are cousins in this situation.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the blacks is. Do you know what a microaggression is?
What is that?
A microaggression is an undertone of something. It's like a spoken but not said thing. You understand what I'm saying?
No. Yeah, I kind of know what you mean. Like, for example, Kyle Rittenhouse was defending himself. It was self-defense, and that's why he was found innocent, right? I mean, not guilty.
I have no clue why you thought that had anything to do with microaggression.
Because when they talk about him, when the enemies of good, of God, talk about Kyle, they say he was a murderer. They say everything, but it was self-defense, so that they can deceive the people about it.
Okay, I saw those videos, and in his defense, I can give him self-defense on the second person.
Why not all three of them?
The first one, he ran down on them. He ran at that person and shot them.
No, he was running.
I saw the video.
No, he was running from them.
Incorrect. Because if you're running from somebody, you're going to turn around and shoot them. He ran and shot in front of him.
No, he was running from them. They were chasing him. And when he
Rewatch.
shot the first one, he was trying to get over to the cops to let them know that he had shot them.
You don't run towards somebody if you're running away from them.
Make sure you watch the video again.
Okay.
Amazing.
The first one I can't give you. The second one, I can give him the benefit of the doubt. Like when they was like, "That's him. That's the one that shot him," and they came and attacked him, and he started shooting. I can give him that. You know what I mean?
Watch the real one.
The real one?
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck the real
like,
one means. What does that mean?
They have like different ones out there, bro.
That's
Watch
doctored footages?
Huh?
Are you saying the ones I saw were not real?
I don't know.
Right. You don't know.
I don't know what you watch.
You don't know what I saw. That's
Right.
that's fair. Fair enough.
But anyway, we got to rebuild the family.
Okay.
That's what we're doing at Bond. We're rebuilding the family because if men don't come back to their natural state of being and lead the women and children in the right way to go.
You don't think including the women is an important part of rebuilding a family?
Well, that's what happens when the man is come back to his natural state. He would bring the woman to order, and then she would be subject to him, and she would watch over his children. She wouldn't try to be equal to him because she knows she's not. And so everything would come back to the way God planned it to be. God in Christ. Are you Christ in man, man or woman, woman? Are you a Christian?
Me?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Did you know that?
No.
It's over for you, buddy.
I gotta tell you, I'm a very self-centered person.
You are?
Yes.
What
very
does that
much
mean?
So. That means I care about self more than anything else. So
Why is that?
I feel like I'm more important.
Than anyone else?
Yeah, in my life, I am more important. Yes.
Maybe, how did you become that way?
I don't know.
Maybe you like being like that?
I do. I think the reason I think it's good for me is because the way I do it. Like my indifference to a lot of things. Like I can sit with you and you can have a difference of opinion with me, and we can still have a very long, nice conversation.
Right.
I can sit with him and he can feel entirely different than I can say, and I want to listen to what he says, and I care about how he feels, but that doesn't change how I think I should maneuver in my life.
Uh-huh.
You get what I'm saying? And like, I love hearing new opinions, and I even am seeking to be changed. I would like to be better because there's a certain narcissism inside of myself where I think I'm perfect. I think I'm great. I'm good. You know what I mean? But I would like to be better.
Yeah.
So if you can present a way for me to be better that makes sense, I will go with it.
That must be a horrible way to live.
It's an amazing way to live. I feel like it's the best way to live.
Do you have peace?
I am extremely tranquil.
Do you have perfect peace?
I am extremely tranquil.
What does that mean? You have peace?
Yes, that is an abundance of peace.
You have perfect peace.
Yes.
Amazing.
Right. Extremely tranquil. Tranquil and peace
What do you
are
think
very
about that?
synonymous words.
What do you think about that?
About his peace?
About the way he is.
He's amazing.
You like him? I mean, you think that's a good way to live?
I do believe it. If he feels comfortable being that way, I love it.
Oh, look who I'm asking the guy who thinks Bruce is a woman.
No, he thinks Caitlin's a woman.
I think Caitlyn did.
Is Caitlyn and Bruce the same person?
No, they're two different people.
Okay.
Right. So now you understand that, and how do you maneuver for going on from there?
How is Bruce Jenner two different people?
How is Bruce
I know.
Jenner two
You
different
mean
people?
like in his mind he's got some issues, but in reality he's a male?
If that's how you would like
No,
to
I'm
look
just saying
at it.
that's what you mean by two different people.
I think that me at 10 years old and me at 30 years old are two entirely different people, and I would appreciate you not talking to me like I was when I was 10 now.
Oh.
Because I am not that person. And that's
how you see Bruce.
That is the way that I empathize with that category. I understand that people change and you are now a different person.
Okay.
I don't fully subscribe to it, but I understand that it's something I don't understand. And I'm happy with that. And again, that's my narcissism. Like, I don't care enough to get involved in those things. You get what I'm saying? Like, it has nothing to do with me. I'm so far removed that it will be rude of me to have a rude opinion on that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather have no opinion because I do not care. It does not change how I maneuver through my day-to-day, how I provide for my family, how I find my peace. That entire world does not combat with that. So I would like you to be happy being whoever you would like to be. I don't want to throw stones on who you want to be.
Yeah, it's not personal. I don't care. They can be the way they want.
No, but like the way you're going at it is like, no, you are Bruce. Like, why does that hurt you to call them Caitlyn? Like, it doesn't affect you. Like, I want to be called Caitlyn. Okay, be Caitlyn. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't have shit that I got to do as Reverend Jesse Lee Peterson.
Yeah. I didn't know you curse like this.
Oh, I cuss like a motherfucker.
Do your parents know it?
They watch my podcast, so.
What do they say about you cursing?
They love my podcast.
They don't mind you cursing like this?
I mean, what can they do? I'm grown.
But they don't mind?
I mean, if they did, what can they do?
Do they mind?
I don't know.
Oh.
You have a problem with cursing?
No. I just didn't know he cursed.
Oh, I cuss like a motherfucker. I cuss like a. Did you? You didn't watch my podcast? Yeah, you said you watched an episode.
Do you curse in every one of them or something?
You thought it was just the one you saw?
Yeah.
Oh shit. But like I'm legit. I'm like you said. I'm older than dirt. Like, who can tell me anything? I pay my own bills. You know what I'm saying? I provide for my own family. I can do whatever the fuck I want. You get what I'm saying?
What is love?
What is love? Love is help.
Love is what?
Help.
Help.
At its core, love is help.
What is a man?
What is a man? Me. I'm a man.
Tell us, what is a man?
Amazing.
What is a man to you?
He's one that loves God with all his heart, all his soul, all his might, and love his neighbor as himself. He's a perfect example.
He loves his neighbor as himself. Can you elaborate on that part? Because let me tell you why I want you to elaborate on that one. I fucking hate my neighbors over there. I love my neighbors over there. So am I not a man because I hate them motherfuckers?
Right.
Okay, well then I'm not a man.
If you hate one, you hate all. You can't love one but hate the other.
I can do that. I do that.
In your mind, you think you're doing that, but the love you have is not real.
But the crazy thing is, in my mind, I know for a fact that I'm doing that.
But how can you hate one and love the other?
I can show you. I do not pay them any attention.
So much?
They were mean to me first.
Oh. Amazing.
Right. And what do you think about that? So let me think.
Right. And do you love, like, if your next door neighbor was a pedophile, would you love him the same way as your neighbor that's a dentist?
Yes.
I love you. You just like fucking 7-year-olds.
Right.
Wow.
Because it's him with the issue, it's not me. And all people, every human being are born in sin, right? And everyone have vices. And we don't have a right to judge one another. I wouldn't agree with it, but I couldn't hate him for it.
Yeah, okay, see,
you're going to invite him over for poker night?
What?
Are you going to invite your neighbor over for poker night?
I don't play poker.
Or a Bible study?
Your equivalent of poker night, whatever
Bible
you
study
do.
night?
I don't have Bible study class either.
But
do you have Bible study class?
What do you invite your neighbors over for?
Nothing.
Oh, so you don't love your neighbors.
Love your neighbors.
You
No,
just
I don't have
don't give a fuck about them.
No, I don't have time. I'm so busy.
If you had time.
I don't have time.
Do you invite them to your show?
Yeah.
You invite your neighbors, I guess?
Yeah. I have all kind of people on my show.
Okay, you never invited me.
I am now. After all this mess.
This mess.
I mean,
that's hurtful.
No, I'm not hurt.
No, he's not hurt.
That's hateful.
I am very secure in myself.
Right.
I think that's a
I'm just
commonality
joking.
that you and me have. And
Yeah.
I before you came on here, when I asked you to come, a big thing I did was find the commonalities between us. And that was a big thing, is that our self-confidence is a thing we share.
Nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nice.
That's a big thing about us. And
Amazing.
you're possibly the only family member that is more famous than me.
More famous than you?
Yeah.
No, you're very famous.
Yeah.
You want to be famous?
Yeah, absolutely. Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Why?
It makes sense for me.
Oh, it does.
Like the how my life has played out, it makes sense for me to capitalize off of the popularity that I have already gained for myself.
Oh, I see.
You get what I'm saying? But do you seek fame?
No, not at all.
But you were a model.
I don't seek fame though.
A what?
He was a model. When he came to LA, he was a model.
Yeah, but
Like
I don't seek
fashion
fame,
model?
though. I just do what's in front of me to do. And I just
That was an opportunity that just opened for you?
Right.
How did you get into modeling?
I don't know, I think I knew some friends. I used to date this girl from Compton, I think.
Okay.
And she was into that, so I made friends with all of her friends.
Mhm.
And they used to invite me, so they invite me to do it. And
Mhm.
I do what's in front of me to do.
You didn't like it?
And when you do what in front of you to do, then life is simpler and it's easier. You don't have to worry about it. It works out for you.
I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah, you may be. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I find the commonality between you and I.
Yeah.
Is that like I get why you pursue the path that you pursue, because you saw the opening. You get what I'm saying? Like people presented it to you,
Yeah.
and you went through the door.
That's
the door
right.
opened and you went through it.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? But did you like modeling?
It was fun. I mean, I was young at the time.
Yeah.
I
Because I model now.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Really?
If you go to Mercury Insurance's website, me and my kid are all over that thing.
Oh, nice. I'll check it out.
Hopefully they still
No, I
got
didn't
it
know
up.
that. So what?
Hopefully they still got it up.
Yeah.
I got my check. So
And so it was just an opportunity that came and you did it.
yeah,
Right on.
absolutely. Because I was rapping. I was in a rap group in the early 2000s. And then that rap group opened the door for us to do a web series.
Yeah.
And the web series became bigger than our rap career.
Yeah.
And then that opened the door for acting. So now I'm acting.
Nice. Well,
You know
that's
what
how
I'm
life is. One thing leads to another.
Exactly.
So I live like that forever.
And only thing I wanted to do was just hang out with my friends. But my friends wanted to make music.
Right.
So I made music
Yeah.
because that's what I had to do to hang out with my friends.
Amazing.
And that led to my acting career. And I actively would like to pursue this acting career because I can see that I can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And that is the reason for this podcast too.
So that's why you started this?
It's a reason for me to produce content for the world to see me in my genuine state. Because when I create art, because this is art, right? We're creating something that didn't exist.
Right.
This is our baby.
Yeah.
So when I do it, I would like people to leave this experience feeling like they know me more than they did before.
Oh.
That's my core. What is your mission?
is to return the children back to the fathers.
Return children back to the father.
That means adult men and women back to the fathers. And so in the fatherstate.tv, my radio show, when I do speaking, when I write books and things, it's all about pointing the way back to the fathers.
Mm.
And so that's my whole purpose.
And are you not afraid of being? I know you're not afraid. Do you feel like you're vilifying women?
What do you mean vilifying?
Making them the villain.
By telling the truth.
Okay. You answered everything I wanted to hear. You answered everything by telling the truth, because these are your truths.
Not my truth, God's truth. I don't have my own truth.
You speak for God.
I represent the Father.
Okay.
It's He who is working through me.
Okay.
And that's why we're trying to turn all men back to the fathers, because God worked through men. They are sons of God, but they've been turned away from the Father, right? And so my thing is to point them back to the Father so that they can be the light of the world, salt of the earth. That's what's missing. And so my radio show, my TV show, my podcast are all about that. And
I watched all of them.
And then so now we're affecting people around the world because it's the same spirit. It's a battle between good and evil, right versus wrong. It has nothing to do with color, male or female. It's good versus evil, right versus wrong. And so when people wake up by return to the Father, they see that, then we can have peace on earth.
Okay, my problem with that mindset sometimes is I feel like people use organized religion for evil. Would you agree with that? That has been done historically?
Well, absolutely. You can find people doing that. Evil people use whatever they can to get to the people.
Right. There has been entire countries taken over. Like, we're doing this in the name of Jesus, and they rape and pillage entire countries. And
that's what the Allahu Abba people do.
I don't know who that is.
The Allahu Abba?
Yeah, who is Allahu Abba?
The Muslims.
You think Muslims are evil?
Like, the religion is a wicked religion.
Wow.
And they believe that Christians and Jews are infidels, and they will befriend you. They will pretend to be your friend. They will lie to you in order to destroy you.
That is the most amazing thing about you.
Amazing. What?
You seek confrontation.
What do you mean?
You are not afraid to make enemies with anyone who doesn't agree with the narrative that you want. Like, why do Muslims have to be evil?
Because they don't serve God.
You don't have any Muslim friends?
Yeah, I have a bunch of them.
So how do they feel about what you're saying right now? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, why are you throwing them under a bus?
But they know it's true. They recognize.
They know that they're evil.
They know that the religion is evil, and that what they've been taught has been wrong.
But they're still Muslim.
And that's how they can overcome it.
I don't understand.
Smoke on it.
I will. Evan, give me some weed.
Smoke on it.
No, don't give me no weed. I'm good right now.
Yeah. I did Mike Tyson show, and Mike was smoking all this weed while we go. It was so cloudy I could hardly see.
How do you feel about weed? What are your takes on weed? Because I'm very aware that you don't.
You did Mike Tyson's podcast?
Yeah.
Was that fun?
It was fun. Yeah. Mike is an amazing guy. And when
he's Muslim as well, right?
I don't know that. But when I left the show, I was high. I felt like I was high because I was hungry.
Right? What'd you eat?
I went home and raided the refrigerator.
What'd you eat?
I was like, what else I had in there?
What's your diet?
But I didn't even smoke the pot. It just in the same room. Yeah. I was driving down the road yesterday, and some black guy pulled up against me in a truck. And we had stopped at this light, and he opened the door. He said, "Man, I love your show. I like your podcast. I love it." And he opened his door instead of letting his window down to say that. So I let my window down on the driver's side, and a bunch of pot came through the window. The smoke. Okay. I'm like, wow. I feel like and that stuff stinks, right? Do you smoke pot?
I do.
Do your parents know you smoke pot?
If they watch this podcast, they're gonna know today, huh? I mean, I'm sure they know. I don't hide it.
Do you ever smoke it in front of them?
No, I don't smoke it in front of them.
You have an issue with pot?
No. I didn't know he smoked pot.
I smoke pot. I smoke pot. I say words that are bad. I drink alcohol. I do it all. I am lit.
Amazing.
Say that.
Amazing. Amazing.
But you don't have a problem with pot. I wonder why
no.
you're having and kudos to you on your influence, because I have never called weed pot before today.
No.
And I have called that shit pot 17 times in the last 3 minutes because you said it. I don't know. You have a very gravitational aura to you.
Oh, thank you.
And you're using it to your advantage, clearly. And I love it.
In what way am I using my advantage?
I wasn't ready for that question. I'm sorry. No, I'm saying
We're
like
dialoguing. Remember, I need to hear.
please listen.
Okay.
Please listen. Please listen to the betas.
Beta.
The betas need your love. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Beta.
Listen, if it's one thing the alphas need, there is no alpha without a beta.
What do you mean?
You can't be a leader if there is no one following you.
Oh,
You get what I'm saying?
okay.
So a beta
Yeah, beta would
needs a
follow
lead,
someone
needs
instead of being their
an
own
alpha
leader. Yeah.
as much as an alpha needs a
And
beta.
you're right. A beta would follow another individual rather than being their own leader.
This is true.
Right. But that should not be that way. A man should be his own leader. You should never follow another man.
Everyone needs to learn how to follow before they can lead.
Who said that?
Every single person since the existence of life has to follow their parent, someone, to learn how to live.
Who said that?
Nobody said it. I am looking at trials. Like you know how you speak English? You know you learn that from hearing someone else speak English.
Well, really what we should have is our parents should be a good example.
Right.
And so we
And
pattern after our
if there are
parents.
good examples, you follow.
And then
You learn to lead.
And once you become an adult, 18 and up, you become your own leader.
Exactly.
About what is right.
And you spent 18 years following to learn how to become a leader.
Well, they don't really follow. We learn by example.
That's
You literally
following.
agreeing with him.
that is definition
So
of following.
learning by example is the same as following in your mind?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And is that not the definition in your mind?
I hadn't thought of it that way. I have to think about it.
Think about it right now.
I just, because I believe that each adult, especially men, should be leaders of their own life. Christ is the head of him, right?
Right.
And the problem that I have with most, well, I don't have a problem with them, but the problem with most of the blacks is that they are always looking for someone to lead them.
Mm.
They love their leaders, and they have lost the courage to be leaders of their own life. Now, I understand the women have to follow the men, but the men should not have another adult person over them.
Mm.
And that's why it's an issue.
I hate to agree with you.
Why, if it's true?
I hate to agree with you because the way you paint your narratives are just so misogynistic.
What is that?
You don't know what misogyny is?
I heard it, but what does it mean?
Misogynistic is when you disregard women.
Well, how did the truth become you sound like Eve in the garden with Adam. How did the truth become misogynist?
You know what else I always wondered about the Bible? The Bible.
What? About the bottle?
The bottle made me say the bottle. Anyway. How is Eve the one that ate the apple when the apple is still in Adam's throat to this day?
Is that a joke?
No.
What do you mean?
You have an Adam's apple.
But what does that have to do with what Eve?
The apple was, you ate it, nigga. That's what I'm saying. Like, the apple is in your throat.
What that means is that Eve listened to the serpent.
But I don't know. What if that's just not true and Adam ate the apple?
But it is true.
How you know?
Look how evil women are.
How you know that?
Look at the evil of a woman.
I think women are the most beautiful people in the world. Ah, hold on, let me turn the sprinklers on.
What's wrong with you?
So, it all started years ago when I was at the studio with my friends, right? And then my homeboy Daniel brought this girl in. Issa, I think her name is. I was just trying to be a good guy, you know, make her feel comfortable there. I offered her something to drink, and then I offered her a chair. I didn't realize then, but
me offering her that chair made her feel too comfortable. So comfortable that it started a chain of events where she cheated on her boyfriend with Daniel. She dumped Daniel after that. And then her and the other guy didn't even get back together.
So how did that make you feel?
I just feel like I ruined 3 people's lives. And now I just never look at chairs the same anymore. I stand up at bars. When I'm riding in an Uber, I sit on my hands. My chivalry is just dead because whenever a woman is near me, I never offer her a chair because I'm afraid that I'm going to ruin her life too. I don't know what to do, Doc.
Well, that's all we have the time today.
Still rolling, right?
Yep. So what I want to tell you is that under my nonprofit bond, we're rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. So what we do, we have the Entrepreneur Academy.
Mm-hmm.
The first Thursday night we have meeting with men only, and the third Thursday night for ladies only.
Mm. What happens with the ladies only?
Uh,
That is the most interesting part that I would like to know about.
Why?
Because I just am worried about your interactions with women.
What do you mean?
Your conversation is so anti-woman.
How's it anti-woman?
You don't respect them as much as they deserve, as much as men.
And so, and I'll come back to that, right?
Okay.
And so, the third Thursday night we have it for ladies only, and women come from Santa Barbara, from up past San Francisco, San Diego, just for the meeting and go back, right?
They come to learn how to be taught.
What they do, they come to overcome the conflict that they have.
Hmm.
You know, they come to see how to overcome the anger and to become the way they were created to be.
Mm-hmm.
Because these women are like, they know that something is wrong, and because women have big egos, right? And the last thing that a woman would do is admit that she's wrong. She'll tell everybody else what they're wrong about, the children, everybody else. But a woman cannot admit that she's wrong because her ego is so big. And so these women are coming because they know that that's true, and they want to overcome that.
Okay.
And so I show them how to overcome that. And then we have Sunday morning meetings for everybody, men, women, and children.
That's
and
cool.
so we'll work with, I counsel with women. I also counsel Monday through Thursday. And I counsel with women around the world, men and women around, in countries all around the world. And the issue is the same. It's a spiritual issue, a warfare between good and evil. And if you don't grow up close to your father, you're going to be insecure, unhappy, and doubtful, and you overreact to stress and anxiety. You worry. You have no peace. But all those who return to the Father, they overcome that, and they have perfect peace in their life. And so when the women hear it, they're glad that somebody is pointing them back to the Father.
Okay.
Yeah. So we work with women all the time.
How does that? It gets well received.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you have these radical women will show up sometime, but I deal with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There are women who are seeking the truth, and they come and they hear of all races, all ages, and they overcome.
Okay. And we gonna wrap up real soon, but before we get out of here, I just want to talk about your personal brand infiltrating hip hop culture. And when I say hip hop culture, I'm particularly talking about the slut walk.
Amazing.
Because that was a big moment for you, right?
I mean,
do you feel like it was?
Well, it took off. That's for sure.
Right.
It is still out there.
Even the girl you were talking to at the slut walk, she brands her side of the conversation with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And what it is that these sluts.
I love this nigga, bro. Tell me more about these. What did you say?
These sluts.
Okay.
Are you still a slut maker?
Huh? I've never been a slut maker.
Have you ever had sex out of wedlock?
I've had nothing but sex out of wedlock.
Slut maker.
Say that. Hey.
So what men who have sex out of wedlock are slut makers.
Okay.
And women are sluts.
Right.
Those who have sex out.
Okay.
So Amber Rose, that's what you're talking about.
So Amber Rose is a slut.
Amber Rose is stone slut.
Stone slut.
Now I don't know if I haven't talked to her in a minute. She wanted to come on the radio show, but I haven't talked to her in a minute. and she was trying to take the shame out of being a slut.
Right.
Because what they were saying is men can be slut makers, why can't, or slut, whatever they call them, why can't women be that way?
Okay.
And so I went down and at their little rally they held.
Downtown.
And that's why I met that girl, the black one.
Yeah, I live downtown when y'all did that, but go ahead.
And I had on my show the FallenState.tv.
Mm-hmm.
And so what men need to do is to show women how to overcome being slut. Cause look at the women today, especially the black women, but not only.
Go on.
It's hard to find a black woman today that's not a slut. Have you noticed that?
No.
You're not paying attention. What do you do when you're out in the world? Have you noticed that most of these women are sluts now?
I don't believe that.
Have you noticed it?
No.
Why not?
It's just not true to
It's
him.
just not true to me.
Are you a slut maker?
I am not.
Oh, let's see.
Do you have out of wedlock sex?
A lot of it.
So to Jesse Lee Peterson, you are a slut maker.
I don't have any kids.
That doesn't make you not a slut maker. A slut doesn't have kids.
Oh, okay.
I understand his logic.
You're saying it so well.
I understand.
Right on.
I know. And again, this is what I'm saying is like I can understand what a person is
So is he a
saying
slut maker?
and not agree with it.
Is he a slut maker?
I do not agree with that.
That
I
he's
don't.
a slut
I do
maker?
not think he's agreed. I do not think he's a slut maker.
When you
But
said
I
it, it felt like you
understand.
believed it.
I understand that you think he is. I understand your definition of a slut maker. And in
Oh, a
your
slut
eyes-
maker isn't a person who has sex out of wedlock and has kids?
No, a person who has sex out of wedlock is a
man
slut
who has
maker,
sex out of wedlock is a slut maker.
and the woman who has sex out of wedlock is a slut.
Oh, I took it as you're creating a slut if you have kids out of wedlock.
Not kids. There's no kids involved in this.
Oh,
it's
okay.
only sex.
Oh,
Right.
got you. Okay.
Right. So do you identify yourself as a slut maker? But no, look, what I'm saying is
That's
I
a
can
good question.
I can understand how you see the world.
Right, that's a good question.
And I can understand that he is a slut maker to you.
Right, see?
You are not a slut maker to me,
Got you.
but you are one to him.
None of your kids
No.
are out of wedlock.
You're a slut maker.
No, I was a major slut maker.
Oh,
you
got
were?
you.
You're
Yeah.
not anymore?
No,
You don't have sex?
no. I'm not married now, so I don't have sex.
Why?
You don't have sex at all?
No.
You celibate?
Well, I want to be right and do right. I want to do it the right
Mhm.
way. And that's what's going to happen when you overcome your mother and return to your father. You have self-control because the woman is no longer your God. If you look at the black men think that the black woman is a queen. They call her queen.
They are.
They call her everything but what she is.
They are.
And what is she?
A bitch. A bitch.
Oh, tune in to when
Right.
Jesse Lee Peterson. I will not dap that. Tune in to when Jesse Lee Peterson
be a
comes
villain.
on.
You black women are queens.
I
All of you.
love black women.
I love them too. That's why I'm telling them the truth.
I love you, bitches. That's what
Thank you.
from Jesse Lee Peterson.
He said, "Mine like you believe it."
I'm speaking as you. I do not feel that way. You
Well, why
Why do you feel like they're...
Why do you say it so perfectly?
because you know why it's perfectly because I'm an empath. I can understand how you
Oh,
feel.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? I'm speaking from your shoes. I put myself in your shoes and I'm like, y'all are bitches.
Well,
You
anyway.
see how he was like, yes. He felt very at home when I said that.
Well, anyway, you can overcome it. You can overcome all things, but you must return to the Father. You got to overcome the anger and return to the Father. And there's nothing in life that you cannot overcome because what you do is not who you are.
If you see yourself getting married, what race in your head is that person?
it would be a black woman.
You will marry a black woman.
Yeah.
You will marry a bitch.
That's a good question.
It's the first time you've been stumped.
Black women need good men to lead them out of the hell they're into. So
Wow.
because right now black women don't have strong men to lead them. That's why they're such bitches. Because they're getting worse instead of getting better.
Wow. I love you, bro. I love how much you double down. I love it. I love how much you have chosen your point and you will stand on it. It is an envious trait of you that I would never be able to do.
Well, no, you call him a slut maker perfectly.
No, I spoke as you.
Well,
I
you
do
did-
not feel that way about him.
What, is he about to cry about it or something? Why
Who's
you-
about to cry?
Are you about to cry about that?
You about to cry? You want to cry in the car?
I'm gonna be all right.
How you feel knowing you're a slut maker?
I feel great. Sex is amazing, by the way. You should try it.
I think you should have sex.
Amazing.
It is. It is. It is. I think that's a perfect time to sign out, y'all. Hey,
Well, thanks for having me on.
thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you for
Yeah.
coming through. I think we're gonna get some crazy feedback from this.
You think?
I do think. What do you think?
From the blacks?
From us blacks?
From us? From us black?
Yeah, from y'all.
Amazing.
Amazing. What the?
I love it.
Thank you for doing everything besides mind your own business. I'm DJB. That's Jesse Lee Peterson, and we out of here.
And
Oh, that's Danny.
tell them how to get my website and stuff.
I don't fucking know.
JesseLeePeterson.com. JesseLeePeterson.com. TheFallenState.tv. And RebuildingTheMan.com.
Tune in to when I'm on the Fallen State.
I'm going to definitely have you on after this.
I can't wait.
Can I bring the slut maker?
Hey, Slutmaker, would you like to go on the Fallen State?
If he pays me.
Oh, okay, so I'll come along.
Yeah, you're
All right, y'all.
We out of here.